The second day of opening statements got underway this morning in Salinas in the trial for Paul and Ruben Flores. It was followed by witness testimony. The father and son are charged in connection with the 1996 death of Kristin Smart. The prosecution and Paul's attorney wrapped up their opening statements on Monday, so this morning it was Ruben Flores' attorney's chance. Harold Misek called this a tragic case for both the Smart family and his client, saying Ruben has suffered 26 years of torment and been, quote, harassed, chased out of restaurants, insulted, and assaulted. Misek asked jurors to be skeptical of the prosecution's arguments and pieces of evidence, and also fired back at several arguments made by the prosecution. He said that at the end of the trial, Kristin Smart will still be, quote, missing, and we will not know what happened. KSBY reporter Claudia Bucio has more on who took the stand first during what's expected to be a months-long trial.
It was an emotional day at the courtroom. The first person to take the stand during the presentation of evidence was Kristin Smart's mother, Denise Smart. It was hard for her to not hold back her tears, reflecting on all the things Kristin has missed out after her disappearance. Here is how things unfolded during the second day of this trial. Taking the stand for the first time during the murder trial for her daughter, the court heard emotional testimony from Denise Smart Thursday. Denise first looked over two of Kristin's high school graduation photos taken in 1995 and described events that took place the summer leading up to Kristin attending Cal Poly. She said one of the photos had, quote, good memories, and said while Kristin was away at college, they settled on weekly phone calls every Sunday. Prosecutor Chris Prevel asked Denise about the last time she saw Kristin. Denise said Kristin was thrilled to see her family that Easter in 1996 and shared that she didn't feel Cal Poly was a good fit for her. Denise also held back tears when discussing a letter she wrote to Kristin on May 5th, 1996 regarding issues Kristin says she was having with the biology class. Denise says the last time she heard from Kristin was on Friday, May 24th, when Kristin left a voicemail saying she had good news. Denise then described the endless efforts to find her daughter and the frustration in getting help right away, saying no agencies assumed responsibility. Through tears, she said, quote, the life of my daughter was of no value except for her family. During cross-examination by the defense, Paul's attorney Robert Sanger started off by apologizing for some questions he had to ask. He then jumped right in, saying not everything was, quote, rosy before Cal Poly, and also brought up some of Kristin's nicknames and asked if Denise knew about Kristin's modeling aspirations. Denise replied, saying she didn't know. Sanger also insisted the Smart family sued the Flores for money, but Denise said the lawsuit filed years ago was only to request information. Sanger also brought up the letter written by Denise on May 5th, 1996, pointing out the part where Denise told Kristin she lied hundreds of times. He asked if one of those lies was Kristin flying to a different island in Hawaii during her camping trips the summer before she left for Cal Poly. Misek stepped in for cross-examination from his seat, also pressing her about Kristin's alleged lies and complaints. Ruben's defense then asked Denise about sightings of Kristin. She testified that she has received many tips from Las Vegas to Florida. Denise was then excused from the stand. This is the first time both sets of jurors are in the same room at the same time since the trial began. There will be times where the jury steps out or isn't present if there is evidence or testimony that does not apply to their defendant's case. In Salinas, Claudia Bucio, KSBY News.
And to stay up to date on the latest coverage of the People versus Flores trial, you can use your smartphone to scan this QR code. We'll take you to KSBY's website, which has everything you need to know about the case.